once again, we've been getting a ton of questions about the WorkMax INSIGHT module, the application of it, where the data comes from, kind of what to do with it. So again, just wanted to record a very quick video going over some of the highlights of it and make sure we start getting some of this information out. Again, more so we can get feedback from everybody and make the necessary adjustments to really make this an impactful product for the industry. So I'm just going to log into the back end of the WorkMax platform here. So this is what we call the control center. It's where all the data is populated from accounting integration when we pull everything, field devices once they collect all the information from the field. This is where they send it back. It's kind of the repository of information to take the data, prepare it for an export back to the accounting system for actual job cost purposes. This is like a scoreboard for your company on each and every project of where you're at, and can give you actionable information to help essentially win the game or be profitable on a job site. So when I click on the Insight module, it's going to bring you to a base dashboard giving you information about all of the projects that are within the system. So I have a heavy list of projects here, but the one that we're going to focus on and look at in particular is the same that we looked at on the mobile. FB phase level test 1002. So this is a project that I have inside of the system. So when I click on it, it's going to give me base information about the job in total, right? How many hours we have completed versus remaining, where we're trending on the job. So it looks like we're trending in a positive or profitable direction overall. But as you see here, we have individual cost codes where we're not trending so good and possibly need to take corrective action or take note in our future bidding or estimating for that cost code. Okay, down below, this is, I guess, what we could consider the actual scoreboard. And understand that most of this data, at least the base starting of the data, is originating inside of the ERP. So when you build the job, associate the cost codes or budget the cost codes, say how many labor hours and production units it's going to take or are budgeted for each of the cost codes. We pull that job over with that associated information. So we can see on the left-hand side of the productivity table the individual tasks that are assigned. The next column over is telling us the budget. So we have the labor hour budget and then the budgeted production units. Okay, those two figures will allow us to create a units per hour calculation. So this is essentially telling us on this first budget item, you have to install 6.7 units per hour in order to come in at the budgeted rate for the job. Okay, the next section over is going to give us our completed. So this is going to tell us we have 196 of the 600 hours completed, which is 32.7%. We have 1,310 units accomplished. So we are smack dab on budget with that aspect of the project. Okay, the estimated complete, if you did watch the previous video, we had the variant on the bottom of the mobile app where you could essentially put an eyeball estimate of how complete the job is. And this is where that information is going to show up. Okay, so if you're typing in the variance, you're looking around and saying, hey, we have 65 hours budgeted for it. We've only done 60 hours, but we're completed. Putting 100% in the variance is going to say that that line item is complete for the job. Okay, next section over is going to be remaining in budget. So this will tell us we have 404 hours remaining, 2690 in units, your current pace, and then the pace needed is our predictive analytic for the Insight module, right? Taking all of this other information into consideration, this is going to tell us, hey, at the current rate that you're going to need to increase to a certain pace in order to come in under budget. Okay, and then your trend, how you're trending on each of the cost codes. Okay, so this information again is like a scoreboard, because it's plugged into the WorkMax live field data program, you're going to be able to receive updates to this information on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so at the end of every day or the beginning of next day, you can open up the Insight module and get a good snapshot of what was done against these budgets for each of your projects, get an understanding of where they're at, and if you need to, identify where change orders need to be applied or take corrective action on either projects or cost codes that are not trending in the right direction. So again, this is the control center or the back end version of this. We did take and return this information to the mobile app so that the money makers on the ground or your workers out in the field can have access to this information so that they can keep their projects on budget. And again, one other thing that this creates an opportunity to do is to create performance-based pay incentives and packages like that to bonus out your field workers for keeping your jobs on task, under budget, and on time. So again, looking for feedback. Let us know what you think of this, where we might be able to improve. Appreciate you taking the time to watch the video.